Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Mike and Ron. Good evening, Ron. How are you?
Good evening, Mike. Nice to be on the show again.
You're very welcome, my friend. Very welcome. Good to have you back. Today's topic is trading with China. Ron, what do you think about trading with China?
I think that it's horrible that we have this 4-to-1 deficit. China has probably $400 billion a year in trade with us. Only got maybe $106 billion at the most in trade with them. At least up to 2019, the last count. Mm-hmm.
But don't you think that's wrong for the big companies to employ China, where they should have the jobs back home, taking care of the American people?
Well, it's a big thing. The reason they're going over there is the taxes are so high here. People don't realize we're taxed probably anywhere between 60 to 80% on everything in this country. It goes to the U.S. government. I mean, through businesses, through personal income taxes and everything else. And what they're trying to do, even if there are tariffs and everything, when business people send stuff over there to China to be made or put together, and then it comes back here and there's tariffs on it, it doesn't matter. The tariffs are a lot less than the taxes if they were to have these things made in this country, plus the higher wages.
It might be wrong in that area, but these people with big corporations are billionaires over and over again. So the taxes they would pay are pennies on the dollar. But they would be putting the American people back to work, and that's what needs to be done in this country. No?
So, all right. You want a solution? Is that what you're asking?
Let's hear it. What you got to say?
They should go a straight across the board thing. A 15 to 20% tax for everybody, just straight across the board. Even the rich people, never mind all these exemptions and all this kind of stuff, And they would get plenty of money, and then we could have the jobs here in the U.S. and everything like that. But it was discussed a long time ago. People can look it up on YouTube. They can go to The Tonight Show, Johnny Carson interviewing Ronald Reagan back in 1975. That explains that whole thing, how Reagan wanted a straight across the board thing.
Yes, and I believe America first started trading with China in 1979. It could have been a little bit earlier than that, but I believe it was in 79. Okay.
We all know those three famous words, made in China. We've seen it all over our stuff. And China's not going to hurt too bad for this whole thing because a lot of people in this country can't afford to buy U.S.-made products because they're 3-4 times higher than what's made in China and sent here. The deal there is like when you go to those dollar stores, and I won't name any particular dollar store, but there's a lot of things that are $1 and everything. And the same things that are $1 there are $2.50, $3 American-made things in other stores. And they're always going to be selling those things, and they're always going to be coming into our countries. They'll make some kind of agreement, but if you check out online and everything, you'll see that China's going to be ahead of the game, even in whatever new agreement we have with them. They still will be bigger than the U.S. in trade. I'll tell you, if you want to hear about it, the two other nations that have joined up with the U.S. in trying to get the trade agreements even, if you want to hear it.
Go ahead. I'm sure we all want to hear it. Go ahead.
Okay, the other two nations, the only two nations that have really joined us in this, and no other nations have, is Japan and Australia. Those are the only two other nations joined us in this attempt to equalize the trade with China.
Yes, I can believe this. But, Again, I'm going to say it, that the American people that own these giant companies need to take care of their own boys in the backyard first. Just like they did how they treated the Vietnam vets when they came home. No one wanted anything to do with them. This is like buying Chinese stuff. But I don't buy Chinese stuff. I only buy made in the U.S. So I put it down. I won't refuse to. I boycott anything that's made over there.
Okay, I'm not quite that way myself. I mean, I was in one of these dollar stores, and I saw a potato peeler that was only $1 that would cost probably $2.50, $3 or whatever at American Made thing at another store. And I went ahead and bought the potato peeler, and it works just as good as the one I would have spent $2.50, $3 for. I mean, and a lot of people are going to do that because there are a lot of people that don't take big weight in this country. They will buy the cheaper things. Go ahead, Mike.
And that's the thing, okay? That's the whole thing. And the wage does not go up for once in a very great while. Now that sucks, okay? The minimum wage needs to be at least $15 an hour to make any headway, maybe more. What do you have to say about that?
Well, minimum wage here in New York is probably about somewhere near $12 an hour in many places. Some places near the city would be dollars. But the thing here is that we're killing ourselves, really. We're overtaxing ourselves. This country overtaxes itself. It really, too much. Back in 1975, well, let's put it this way. When Ronald Reagan was on that show with John Carson, the Tonight Show, he was discussing how when he was a boy and he was ready to get a job himself, they only took about 15% out in taxes, same as when Carson was a boy, about 15%. That climbed to close to 50%. Now it's way above that, believe it or not. I'm talking about in general. Most people don't pay more than 20-25% tax, okay? But they even have to pay that much because the richest will hardly pay anything because they have all these loopholes and everything to go with, and they don't pay anything. But their corporations sure pay a lot in taxes. You'd be surprised at everything that has hidden taxes. I wouldn't be surprised if the United States didn't. Everything that was ever sold in this country has a 75 to 80% tax tag on it. This country is very rich in getting money in like that. Very rich. They should revamp it. They could do well, and the American people could do better if everybody was taxed on an equal percentage basis. I believe that. Go ahead, Mike. What are your thoughts?
Well, let me ask you something better, okay? How can we even out that trade with China, Ron?
Okay. Let's give the American company a break. And they're sending material over there, like material for them to make clothes and everything like that. And then they make the clothes and they send them all over the world, including into the United States. By the way, China's biggest customer is the United States. It's no other nation on the face of this earth. It's just the United States. And people are willing to buy from them, too. And
that's right. America's ranked number 2 in trading.
Right. I think the tariffs should have some loopholes in there. Not that they pay no tariffs when it comes back, but they pay some tariffs on basis of what money has been invested by the American companies in this product to begin with, and then it comes back in the United States for China to make money, and for the American companies to make money too. Now I know that since their businesses are over there, they're not paying U.S. taxes. I don't even know, I never checked on it to see what kind of a tax rate China has, if they have one at all. I think you've mentioned to me once that China does not have a tax base. I'm not sure about that. I should have checked that. Sorry I didn't.
I'm unsure about it also, so I'm not going to comment on that. So, it's just somewhere along the line we need to even things out. Maybe not in our lifetime or my grandchildren's lifetime, but somewhere along in this world, we need to even out the trade somewhere.
Right. Maybe there could be special benefits for companies that do hire in this company and pay the high wages instead of sending their materials to other countries for them to assemble and everything like that. Possibly. Give them good breaks and everything for hiring American workers. But I just don't think there's anything better than to just charge straight across the board 15 or 20% tax rate, no more than 25%. And that would include Social Security and income tax. You see what I mean? So nobody wants 25% of their pay taken out, and they have to live on 75% of what they're being paid. Nobody wants that, really. But I guess would be willing to do it if it would solve the problem. But we're being milked in one way or another. Whether we're going to end up jobless or whether we're going to end up underpaid, overtaxed, whatever it is. You see?
Absolutely. I agree with you. You're right. I believe that America's taxed to hell and back. For these big corporations. Please, ask yourself about hotels. These worldwide hotels. Now, if they have some that are overseas, these big hotels, does that mean that they can just cut out paying taxes on the hotels that are overseas? I don't believe so. Of course, I could be wrong.
Okay, I haven't researched that yet, but there's no simple answer to any of this, but it should be. Actually, during his campaign, the president that we have right now, didn't he promise that he would push for equal taxation for everybody? I thought he pushed for that. I don't hear anything about that. Nothing.
No.
All I hear about is the wall between Mexico and the U.S. and trade with China and stuff like that. I don't hear anything about making taxes even for everybody, equal. Do you?
No, I don't think that's ever going to happen. And as that wall with Mexico, I don't think that's ever going to happen. And I'm kind of glad about it won't happen. Not saying that anybody's going to come over here and do anything different.
Okay. Well, we're probably near the end of this little broadcast. I'd just like to say one thing about the wall. It's off the subject of this trade with China and all, but Mexico has promised to pay for the wall if we pay for the tunnels up. Yeah.
Right. We'll pay for the tunnels.
Okay.
Well,
that's about what I could say on this subject. People have to research that about the tax base and everything, and what to do about trade with China and everything. They're going to end up ahead no matter what. China's going to end up ahead of the U.S. in this, but we can bring it in a little bit. Like the deficit doesn't have to be 3 or 4 times less for us than them. It could be half. We could get half what they get, and we'd be doing better.
Thank you, Ron.
You agree?
I want to take this time to thank you again for being on the show, and I also want to take time to thank all of our first responders again, as well as our military, and all of our men and women in blue. I want to thank you for all the good work you've done. Remember, you'll hear another broadcast tomorrow around 6 p.m. Until then, take care, God bless, and may the good news always be yours. And don't forget, I'm Mikey D. and Ron.